I wrote something to my note while I was watching it. I was writing. I was like, yes, I knew who did it. And then the next thing I was like, this is how I wrote it.
Yeah.
I called it at that moment. I was like, yes, I knew who did it. And then I was like, I knew it. And then I was like, I didn't. That's how I wrote it. Like, it's just on my notes there. I called it. I knew it. I didn't. Because I was like, oh shit, this guy is messing my head. Because I thought I knew what was going on and who was, who did it. And then
we're going through a movie, Missing.
Yeah.
Which, when I saw it, I was like, this is incredible. Like, the style of the movie was epic and stuff. So I told Chris about it, and now we're doing an episode on it. So yeah, let's get into it. First of all, let me try and sell this movie. Yeah, so we have a movie about a girl, her mother, and some third party boyfriend, right? The girl and her mother have a strange relationship, and they head off to holidays, right? And
who's heading off to the holidays?
The mother heads off to holidays with her boyfriend.
Okay.
And she leaves her daughter at home, and kids, teenagers be teenagers and stuff. But while on holidays, the mom goes missing. The daughter heads off to the airport to try and pick her mom up. It was supposed to be a weekend thing. She'll be back on Monday. But then she doesn't appear, and the daughter realizes that she's gone missing. And the whole movie is about the daughter trying to get the mother back. And there's a bunch of twists and turns and reveals and chaos and orders per usual, which is something that we really like. And yeah, if I was supposed to sell it in a few sentences, that's what I'll sell it in. But what the main thing that makes this movie unique is the style in which it is told, the medium through which is presented.
Yeah.
This entire movie is done without moving cameras. And it's done entirely from what I'll call a window, with us, the audience, looking into that window.
Word.
Yeah, to the rest of the movie. So we have a girl on her MacBook, and the movie is shown entirely from her FaceTime.
Yeah, just imagine you are on the other side of your laptop looking at yourself.
Exactly.
That's pretty much how it was. You know, she was just she's like extremely into her laptop. She's on her Mac all the time, on her phone all the time. So just imagine you're the screen. Oh no, you're the camera, but you're from the other side, just looking at the person, making use of you. You get that's pretty much the whole point of view from the whole perspective of the movie.
Yeah, which is epic. So we have shots from her FaceTime on her laptop, so her webcam. We have shots from security cameras, and we have sometimes they want to bridge into some other form of medium, say Netflix, and they'll show us a Netflix movie and then they'll zoom out and you kind of see it on the screen or something else, which I entirely love. So if I want to sell the movie, that's how I'll sell it. Before we kick off, I have a few questions now. Is this movie a detective movie?
So what I would say is because while I was watching it, I just agreed that, you know what, this girl is a very smart girl.
Yeah.
Because that's basically, it's a Storm Reid, yeah?
Yeah,
she's smart, because that's pretty much the only way you will be able to go through. Because most people just use 20% of your laptops, 20% of your systems, and the other 80% is lost.
Yeah.
Do you get? So this girl, she uses more than that. You understand? So she knows how to find things on the internet. She knows how to go about stuff. And that is basically what helped her through this. Because if she was waiting on everybody to do their jobs, it was going to take a longer time for things to pop. Yeah. Do you get? Yeah. So I wouldn't say it was a detective movie in any sense, because detectives basically did shit. She did everything.
Is she the detective?
She's just smart. She just knows how to get things done.
Yeah.
You understand? And
all
that's
the
just
clues and the twists and turns that she was picking up.
You have to be smart to be able to think that way. You have just for you to be able to think that way, you just have to be smart. Just some certain things that just come to your mind at that point, and you're like, oh yes, I can actually do this, and just try. Oh my God. It was so crazy. It was social engineering at its best. When she hacked her mom's, boyfriend's Gmail and everything. It was just social engineering at its best. It called it was just, I was just like, yeah, I've seen this before.
I mean, it's the
You
stuff
know?
we see in class, but it's you hear about it, but you don't really, you can't, like me for myself. I didn't really like imagine it in my head, but seeing it in movies, like I have like a constant understanding, like this is social engineering
Yeah.
at its finest.
And the moment she just got his Gmail, it was just over.
It was over.
Any
game
account
over.
anywhere that Gmail is just registered, all she forgot password. And once she just does that, she just gets access to that account. It was beautiful to watch, honestly. It was really beautiful to watch. And it was also scary. Because then it just goes to show how much of your information is out there. You understand? So we say privacy this and all of that, but the data is there.
It's there.
It's
everywhere.
You might take these things for granted because, there is not really some instant, fear or need for you to actually reassess these things,
Yeah.
But then again, seeing it in the movie just brought so many things to light. I'm like, this is really scary because someone that actually really wants to get information out and get stuff from like based on your internet activities and all of that can easily do it.
Yeah.
Someone that is dedicated, like anybody that really wants to hack you would hack you. That is just it. Like,
and they won't need to write like a single line of code.
like if anybody that really wants to hack you would hack you. And it's crazy and it is what it is, honestly. It's the world we live in, Yeah.
I have a second question that kind of ties into the first one, and I'll tell you why after you like answer it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how realistic do you think the events in this movie are? Like 1 to 10.
Other than the fact that it's a story that can actually happen.
Yeah.
And I did see most of the things that was going on from like what she was doing, trying to get information, trying to get like 100%. I would say, okay, I wouldn't say 100%. I would say maybe 80, 90%. Most of what she was doing, extremely realistic.
Yeah.
Did you get? Then take the story aside. Yes, that's what I would say. It was extremely realistic in my opinion. Did you get? It's like, okay, you search for go rabbits, but in Colombia, and the next best thing comes up.
Yeah.
You get? Because that is how it actually is, those are just those little things,
Yeah.
So it's realistic in my opinion, honestly. Like from someone's point of view as well, it might just still be like, they will definitely point out some, lags and holes in there, which is fine. But I'm just like, from my point of view, from what I did see, that was, I think it was realistic. And I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I feel the same thing. Like you're saying, like it's like a 9, right?
Yeah.
Like 9 out of 10. I feel it's realistic. The reason why I asked this question and the first one as well is because I read this review from Benjamin Lee. It was on the Guardian newspaper's website, and he said this. He said, "Euphoria's Storm Reed makes for a compelling detective in an inventive, if increasingly far-fetched and overly sentimental follow-up to the 2018 mystery, which is Searching, which we will come to. So that's why I asked, because he called it far-fetched, and to me, nothing. I feel like when you add, so if you break up the story into smaller parts, right? Maybe an individual parts will make sense, and maybe bringing all of them together might be far-fetched, But I could see like a series of like cascading events leading to what we saw in the movie, right?
Yeah.
I guess maybe something like maybe the girl leaving a FaceTime on every single time.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, people don't really do that.
Yeah, people don't
understand?
do that. Yeah,
People don't do that.
See it wrong. It's like it's just the directors, right, looking for a medium to tell the story.
Yeah, that I think that's the only reason why that would have just been the only way to play it out. You get?
Yeah.
But still, like, those are those little things that you'd see in there and you'd be like, this can actually be happening, or can actually happen, which is fine. But other than that, I don't really see anything. It was intense because it was intense because I was watching it and then I was sliding through different suspects in my head. I was like, oh, it could be,
who done it?
Yeah, I was like, oh yes, it's definitely, the mother's boyfriend. And then it was as if his name was cleared. I was like, okay, who did it? I was like, okay, yes, it's the mom's best friend.
Yeah.
And then again, she goes, I was like, this is going crazy. Definitely is her mom then. Her mom is just trying to probably run away from her. I was like, why would her mom want to run away from her? Like, her mom definitely loves her. Her mom's just trying to send her messages and, just always want to be in constant communication with her and everything.
Yeah.
So I like, how is that even going to happen?
Yep.
And then I just kept on falling here and there. And then it hit me. Oh, just before he did come in, I was like, oh, so he is the one,
He is,
Another movie that had done that to me where I was thinking, oh yes, I had found who did it was Pale Blue Eyes. I don't know if you've seen it.
Christian Bale, right? But I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So I was like, I was in my head of heads. I was like, yes, I got it. But I was wrong, bro. I was
I like
wrong.
movies like that. They take you on the ride.
Yeah. Where you watch it and you be like, yeah, I got it. In your mind, you've gotten who, you just then you're like, just be disappointed. You're like, oh man, this guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What didn't you really like about this movie? Like, is there anything you didn't like?
First of all, the relatability of the whole movie was very, very glaring, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I could relate, I could see, oh yeah, using your laptop, your battery goes from 100 to 0%.
Then you're fucked.
You have to charge it, you have to, all of those little things, and you just going on the internet to search for a particular thing, and then you get all the information you need based on how you search, all of those things just kept on, popping up here and there, and it was exciting because it then did put me on a roller coaster of suspects and who is it, who did this and who did do that, and then I just had to keep thinking. I was like, I had to start thinking about the things, and then I was wondering when she and her mom's boyfriend did talk at the beginning, where he was about to tell her something, and then the mom walked in. And I was thinking, what was he about to say? Because we're like, oh, I'm doing this for your mom. It's just for your mom and I right now, that kind of thing. And he was about to say something else, and then, the mom walks in. I was like, that sounds very sus. But I was just like, you know what? Let me just, let me just keep watching, But then again, when you're watching a movie and your mind starts to go back to some certain things and some certain scenes, and you start playing, there was a reason for this, and why did this happen? And then, because you're just trying to figure out who and what happened or what's going to happen next. Because I try to, when I'm watching the movie, I try to predict what's going to happen next. I'm always excited when I actually get it, because most of the times I'm right.
Yeah. Talking about that particular scene when Kevin walked in, and he's like, oh, I really like your mom, and then he got cut off. I felt like that was like some directorial sleight of hand. So for the first few minutes in the movie, so like the first, I'll say 10 minutes in the movie, it looked like a sleight of hand. Like, it's meant to confuse you entirely, right? With the movie, the video of her past with her dad, pausing it, taking the screenshots, making it like a happy photo. Last family vacation. And then the phone calls of, oh, I know you'll be fine. Your daughter will understand one day, yada, yada. You don't get what's happening there. And then the boyfriend walking in, it makes you not want to suspect him. And I think that's what he was going for with the daughter. But,
it was suspicious. I just felt, in my mind, I was like, something is going on here. He's not really looking like a very
confident, not radiating.
Like, I just felt, this guy, something is up somewhere, And then it just goes on, and you start finding more stuff, more information, and then again you just just eliminate him as a suspect and just focus on someone else, and then you focus on the next person, and then you find out you have to cancel this person and focus on the next person, and then you just realize that I can't do this anymore.
That's the beauty of cinema, honestly. What I didn't like about the show was I felt it was too long. Normally you see trailers would be an hour 30, an hour 45, but this was a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I didn't even feel that. Like, I didn't feel it that much.
You didn't feel it that much?
I didn't feel it.
Yeah,
I actually did watch that movie. Like, kind of, I watched the first 20 minutes alone.
Yeah, and
then I had to watch that 20 minutes again with my housemates, because it was just a weekend and we were just looking for something to watch, and I was already watching it, and I was like, you know what, you guys can just meet up with me, and I just watched it again. So it was that good, so it was good. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Like we mentioned, her FaceTime and stuff, no one does that in real life. I wrote here, I was like, it felt like a fourth wall break. You know, like when the character turns around, faces the camera, and says something to you, like they're speaking to you. That's what the FaceTime, the whole window, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't just stick as a video call because it's like a video call between the audience and the movie. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what I was going for.
I just, you know how crazy it was, yeah?
Yeah.
She went on the Go Ninja app or the Go Ninja website, and then she was looking for someone that she could send an errand to in Colombia. Send an errand in Colombia. And obviously the first person with all the 5 stars, you know, she's just about to go, and because she doesn't have a lot of money, you know, she's like, she's a teenager, her mom gives her money, and she has spent most of the money that her mom gave her for that weekend on a party. So, and then she has like maybe $60 something left. And then you have her going, and she was just about to hire this person, and she sees it's $49 per hour. Maybe she saw that, she just went and filtered quickly. And then she saw someone, like, she filtered the price range, and she saw someone like $8. And that person was like 2 point something stars and everything. I was like,
this guy sucks.
I was like, yeah, this is something you would actually do when you actually have like a price range of, you know. So yeah, that was cool, you know.
That's epic, man. Fun fact: this is not the first movie of its kind. I mean, we had before the show started the discussion. You've actually seen the first movie.
Yeah, I did see Searching a couple of years ago, and while I was watching Missing, I was like, this is something I've seen before. You know, and then I had to check. And when I did see it, I was like, oh, yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. But I had to remember what happened in Searching. So Searching plays off in a similar way as well, you know, just from the camera. You've seen everything, you know. It was not like, you know. So it was just this dad and his daughter. So he's like a single dad. And his daughter was supposed to, I think she was supposed to go for like a musical thingy. Yeah. But anyway, she goes missing.
Same way.
Yeah, she goes missing, and her dad now has to find what actually went down. Obviously, there are detectives here and they're trying to, you know, help him and all, but he has to be proactive because, you know what? If you can find all this information, which is true, on the internet, on what your child is doing, because obviously your child will tell you filtered 50% of what her life is all about. You would find most of the shit going on in her life on her social media, on her phone, because you are
50.
You're not, you're not following her. You're like really seeing what's going on. She might have a private account, or he might have a private account where you're not added on, and you know, all of those things. So he gets into her computer, and he's trying to figure out, you know, from her messages here and there, like what was going on, trying to find her. And it just turned out to be a very elaborate story. It's crazy because the detective helping him was even like, she had a hand in the whole situation. So she was able to find a way to make it seem like this was the person that did it. So someone else was framed for it. Meanwhile, plot twist, it was her son who actually did it. So immediately she found out it was her son that actually did it. She kind of put herself in the case. She took charge of the case, framed someone else so it can be thrown off. But you know how this movie is at that last minute where you know what, oh, you know, it has been solved, you know, daughter is dead, and you know, all of that. Case closed. You know, you find something that is just off. And then you focus so much on that, and then you find out that, you know, there is more to the story than that means exactly what happened, you know. And that is how the whole story went. And, you know, somehow found out that it was the detective, you know, her son kind of pushed her off the, you know, the cliff. But she wasn't dead. They were able to find her in time. But I think she was in a wheelchair when just the way Missing continued. You know, after the whole thing had finished, that's pretty much how it, you know. So it was chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
But you've seen both Searching and Missing. So if you compare both movies, do you think Missing lost some of its novelty because this has already been done before?
No, I wouldn't say that. It still felt like a fresh take for me. Compare the years 2018 to 2023, yeah? That's a while now. Do you understand? Yeah. And then the technology has actually differed from then.
Way, like a whole lot, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and they took that into account.
Yeah, they took that into account. So they are using the most modern Mac at the moment, the most modern. So like the UI and everything is consistent. You know, it's pretty much the way a Mac, FaceTime, the apps, everything just looks how it's supposed to look. Yeah. Do you understand? The ringtones, everything just flows the way it's supposed to flow. Like nothing was, had to like be made for the movie. It just makes use of what was already, in tune. So it was pretty much as that time and now. So it was, in my opinion, it just flowed perfectly. I don't mind seeing more of this from them, the both of them. And I feel it's something they're going to keep doing. Yeah. Do you get? And I would really love to see the next one in the series, because it really would make so much sense to have like sort of universe and just keep giving us, exciting thrillers like this. It can be anything, honestly. It can be anything.
Well, that's funny you say that, because there have been other like cyber horror type movies like this. I've got 3 listed here. We have Unfriended, Open Windows, and Den. And I don't think it's made in the same style, but there's this Korean show coming out called Unlocked. It's kind of cyber terror. A guy finds a girl's phone, he hacks her, returns the phone, but he's cloned it, and then he terrorizes her through her phone. And the synopsis makes sense. I have it on my Netflix, so something I'm looking forward to. So Unfriended has about 2 parts. I haven't seen Open Windows and the Den, so I think it's something else we can explore. Some other people said this. RogerErbert.com is like a review site. Christy Lemire from that site said, missing like catching lightning in a bottle twice is nearly impossible, though, and missing lacks the novelty of his thrilling, clever predecessor. Searching may have sounded like a gimmick, but it works because it was relatable within its unnerving premise. So she's trying to say that Missing would have been really good if it was done the first way. What Missing was trying to achieve Missing didn't try to achieve what it set out to do because of his predecessor. Yeah. But I didn't feel that way because Missing's the first
your opinion. Maybe you should see Searching, and when you do, I'm sure you would have your own opinions about it as well. Yeah, you get that's from her own point of view. Like for me, I think it just tied well. Do you understand? And both movies are great in my opinion. Yeah, both of them are great, and I can see them again. That's just it. It's rewatchable. So.
She called it catching. She compared it to like catching lightning in the bottle, which is just clever writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing is this girl has like a story in her head, like carefully crafted by her mother, right? Stuff that her mother has been telling her, an idea of her father, and then it turns out not to be so. And it kind of like reminded me how the way you grow up and the people around you, situation around you can influence the type of human being you'll be at the end of the day. True. Which is another relating aspect of the movie that I like. Yeah. Pretty epic movie. Brought some things to light. We have the directors, which, fun fact, they were editors for the previous movie, Searching, Nick Johnson and Will Merrick. Yeah. Great guys. They haven't directed any other movies. They've done some shorts, but I haven't checked any of them out. So, yeah, as we said, directing style, epic. No moving cameras at all. There wasn't even a shake. Nothing. Just everything was done from a digital media.
Yeah, I like how there are some scenes in the movie where, obviously, the video is kind of blurry because that's how a phone call would be. Yeah. Or that's how, from a video perspective, that's how it would be. I was just like, this is hilarious. This is interesting. Clever, I was just like, I was watching, I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Very
interesting, man. I also read a couple more reviews. Another one from Christy Lemire. Storm reads June is a master multitasker, a wizard of
Yo,
wide
like
web.
everything was open. She's on here doing this and she's see,
It
like
reminds me of myself.
she would. Oh my god,
I mean,
she would be on.
you can see my tabs, right?
Yeah,
There's
like pretty
20.
pretty much all of us we go like that. Like we have different things open, and for different, you do one thing and you have to just jump onto the other stuff. Pretty much how working is. Generally it's just what you're doing, which is fine, and it's totally kind of relatable because that's what almost everybody does. So it was like she's actually a multitasker, and the way she just quickly articulates all of her information and just forms some sort of. And it's something you would do. Like if I'm in a meeting, for example, at work, and I'm hearing stuff, I just have to just start dropping my notes here and there. These are the things I have to ask questions about. These are the things I have to find more information about. So I can actually be in on what's going on. So it's pretty much how you would handle stuff. But that's just so much detective. It's amazing.
Detective work, yeah. That's why I asked you about the detective movie, because the girl felt like a remote Sherlock Holmes, kind of like L from Death Note. Yeah. Doing everything from his computer.
Yeah, and I just say she's just a smart person.
Yeah,
it's just something you would do if you need to find information about something. You just find yourself articulating and thinking, this is what I need to quickly do, and this is what I have to search for. This is what I have to put together to get. Just being using that other part of your brain that's just
you didn't know you had.
It was hard running on so much. She just had to find her mom. She knew something was up, which is fine. So it was great for me, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then
she called her a wizard of the World Wide Web, which is very accurate. Then she compared.
You haven't even seen what other people can do with the World Wide Web. Like what people would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just surface stuff.
Yeah, it's surface stuff. It's like 20% of the internet. But she did some stuff that I never would have figured out, which we'll talk about in like key scenes. But pretty epic stuff, man. Honestly, despite just using 10% of the internet, 20% of the internet. Christy also you've seen Tar, right?
Tar, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I haven't seen Tar, but I know what it's about. She said it's like watching Lydia Tar conduct the Berlin Philharmonic, only with Facebook and Venmo and Spotify.
That is a very good comparison. Like it was just art. It was art, in my opinion.
It was, and it was complemented by the director's style.
It's so crazy because that is not even like the most you can do out of it. That's why it was just crazy. For comparing it with Tara, which is someone who has been doing this thing for a very long time. Like she's a conductor, and this is it's her life.
Yeah,
she can do it with her eyes closed. Yeah. Like comparing that to what Tom Reed was doing, like I would say that is far-fetched, but then again, just trying to give some sort of context, trying to just like okay. Like using that as an adjective to qualify what she had done with the little resources she had.
Yeah.
She's not even, there's no like a supercomputer being used like she's like in the CIA or in the NSA or anything. It's just little information you can get on the internet here and there. So it's fine.
Speaking about the CIA, FBI, this girl did more work than any intelligence agency.
They were like, whatever information you find, as long as it's not legally gotten, we cannot make use of it. This guy just keeps giving them information here and there.
Back to back. It's like if you hack his Gmail, we can't use any of that. Waiting concern.
As you see me, so I don't send your papa. Just find my mama for me. Like, wait till all this was. But yeah, it was grand, honestly.
Man.
And you talk about the acting performance. The first thing I would say is my only regret was too young for Nia Long.
Yeah? Too young for Nia?
I know where that's from.
J. Cole.
I just had to say that, man. I was like, there's no way I would see a movie of Nia Long and we're, talking about it and I wouldn't drop that line. Come on.
Man, Nia Long, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Storm Reed did an amazing job seeing her in Wrinkle in Time. I think that was the first movie I did see her in.
Man, Wrinkle in Time sucked.
I know.
Oh, God. That was a bad movie.
Yeah, but yeah, we did see her. We did see her in Wrinkle in Time. We did see her in The Last of Us. Euphoria as well. Zendaya did such an amazing job in Euphoria.
Who put Storm Reed and Zendaya in the same?
They were siblings. Siblings.
Yeah, I totally forgot that.
Yeah, she was her younger sister.
Yeah,
and everything.
That makes sense.
She was just there going through the whole shit. like Zendaya was going through with drugs and all of that. So it was just her watching her elder sister who she adored and all, just going through all of this shit and just trying to be, supportive and younger sister and everything. But, it was crazy and it was shitty. Well, I loved the show and Zendaya did an amazing job. She did an amazing job in the show, So it was really grand, honestly.
Yeah.
We have that.
Who else did you? Who
Let's see.
artists that-
What's her name?
You want some?
Yes, please. So I did see what's her name. Her friend. I had seen her in. I had seen her in. Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
She did an amazing job as well, I like
character.
Yeah, for a supporting character. I liked what she did when the when they wanted to do the whole social engineering aspect of the whole thing, trying to get his information and with Facebook trying to get what is his date of birth, what's elementary school did he go to, her name is Megan Shuri. And then I'd seen Ken Leung as Kevin in another movie. I don't know if you've seen Industry.
No, I don't.
That's a crazy show.
Really?
It's a crazy show. It's like Wall Street, but British.
But British.
Yes. And it's just crazy. You should see it if you get the time. It's a nice one. Who else? Okay, Joaquim de Almeida did well. That's Javier. That's the Go Ninja era.
That's my favorite. He was my favorite person throughout the movie, except when he almost fucked up with the son and him, like the relationship and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, good one for some reads. June pointed it out, even though she was harsh.
Yeah.
The dad, like I know he's like I don't want to say what he is in the movie, but he played a major part in the movie, but I still don't know his name. Did you take note of his name?
What was that?
The June's dad.
No.
Yeah. I mean, he played a major part, but I didn't really feel.
Yeah, his name was Tim Griffin.
Tim Griffin, yeah. I didn't really feel him that much. But yeah, he played a major part. Kudos to him. Neil Long. I mean, we saw her for like what? 20 minutes, but the woman's still fine. I just have to say. But speaking about Joaquim de Almeida, who plays Harvey, by the way, I have another quote from the New York Times, Amy Nicholson. Javier has only 2.5-star rating, but he's so good that I spent the film hoping June would take a minute to write him a glowing review.
That is what they always want.
Yeah.
At the end of it, don't forget to leave a 5-star review for me.
Did she though? I don't think she did.
She will definitely. She doesn't have a choice but to, because he really helped her a lot. You know what it means? The whole errand and finding much more than you were actually asked to do,
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want to hear what I was about to say when he went to the hotel, and it was like, what, I didn't feel like the camera, the videos has been wiped and everything, and she was like, oh, okay, don't worry. It was like, you just listen, I'm about to tell you something much more interesting, all of those things. And when Storm Reed was on the call with the hotel, and immediately she was like, oh my God, I know I shouldn't have dropped Spanish. And then you find how quickly going on Google Translate and just trying to figure the whole thing out. I was like, that was a really pretty cool scene. My opinion, honestly. She just went on trying to pick the things she could pick and the little ones she could actually remember from before. And, it's like, amazing.
Yeah.
Which is very...
It's relatable.
Yeah.
It's happened to me before when I was working part-time in Limerick.
Yeah.
This lady walks into the store. And she's like, she doesn't speak English. She speaks Brazilian. And she took out her phone. She wanted to ask me a question. She called my attention. I came over and she pulled out her phone and she started speaking into it. And then she played it back for me in English. I was like, what the heck is going on right now? But I understood why she did that. So when I saw that scene, I was like, definitely, this is something that I could totally relate to.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
There was this scene where she had to verify, when you have to verify and not a robot.
Yeah.
And there is that part, the capture, And there is that part where when you're like, just tick the boxes that are vehicles.
Mm.
And then you just that tiny bit of a vehicle. You
Just
start
like-
thinking, is this part of it or not? I think everybody here has been through that shit.
Yeah, I
you
hate
know,
that
and
shit.
yeah, so that was it was
That
funny.
really
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Pretty epic.
And then there was some part of the movie I can't really remember where it made me think, when you have spent a long time on a show doing a particular thing. An example is Grey's Anatomy. That show has been going on for like 19 years. I think you have 19 seasons now.
Jesus.
When you've
Christ.
done that and you've been on the show all 19 seasons, for example, Meredith Grey, like she has been on the show for all 19 seasons. Yeah. When you've been on the show, do you get some sort of medical intelligence? Do you now, low-key, you've done more years than a doctor would do in a university, you should get the degree. You're not getting any practicals. Like, and the way the movies are high stakes and intense, at some point you'd be like, these people are actually acting like they're real doctors. Obviously, they have doctors consulting for the movie and, and all of that. But then again, at some point, it just starts to seem like these people are not even acting anymore. They are just doctors.
Yeah,
like, do you understand? Do you get some sort of intelligence regarding that particular topic or that particular, area you are on? It's a question that just was in my mind when I was watching it. Like, I don't know, it just came up randomly. Like, I don't know.
Okay, like what? I feel this is a question we'd have to ask like an actor. Or
Yeah,
actress
yeah.
eventually.
Like, I would really want to find out. Like,
What do you think though? Do you think it happens? Do you think, because I know that when we watch movies, like I'd say 10-20% of what I know is from anime and movies. Like I could just spit out facts and it's something that I confirmed after seeing it on the show. I went to the internet and pulled up Google and confirmed it. So do you think that type of thing, or is just like,
see, I think it depends on the type of person you are. If you're a very inquisitive person, like normally, if you are given a script that has so much medical information and knowledge, you just wouldn't read and understand what the script is, and then you go and act and just be like, that is all what it is. Like, there are some sort of people that when they study, they don't try to cram stuff. They try to actually understand it.
Yeah.
So they might just be that kind of person that will actually read what they're supposed to do in this scene or what the issue is and all of that. But then again, they would go further and then try to actually go find out more about that particular thing. Maybe it's a disease or this particular tumor they're talking about, but you find more about it, understand it, and then apply it to their entire acting for that particular scene. I don't know. If you're that kind of person, I think that's how you'd actually relate or do things in that particular situation, is my opinion, though. I don't know. I would have to actually find someone that has been in that situation.
Definitely, we should hopefully, God, one day we have the opportunity to question someone from Grey's Anatomy, because 19 years. What is that? I don't think that's a contract anymore. I feel it's just a lifestyle at this point. It's
it becomes a lifestyle. 19 years? Come on, man.
It's
a
let's
long
just
time,
do
man.
Grey's Anatomy because
It's a long time. It's a long time. And then it's not just only Grey's Anatomy. There are other movies as well. Forget the normal ones where you have detective shows and because most of them is mostly always very easy compared to having to articulate and do things like when you have to be a doctor or maybe even a fire sergeant and all of that, like in Station 19, It's just a lot of things. But yeah, I find those kind of movies quite interesting and exciting because I have to think about so many other things as well while I'm watching it.
You love the competence porn.
it's honestly, it does it for me. It's amazing sometimes when you just have to start thinking about how these people actually get these things done. It's always amazing in my opinion. And I just also remember that at the beginning of Missing, there was a reference of Searching.
Yeah.
So that beginning piece where there was kind of in that on fiction show where so that was from Searching. So if you did watch both of them, you would actually get that particular yeah.
That's something it's all sleight of hand. You get confused. The very first beginning is you're entering the show, but you're entering with confusion, in my opinion. I felt confused, how would this play into the larger story, And it all came together while doing research, while we were watching the movie.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And another thing, and I'm very sure you also saw Megan Shuri in Poker Face, one of the episodes, the episode where that guy was pushed from the top of the top of that, the guy that was working this, was it Subway? The guy that was working in the Subway, where he was killed because of the lottery he won and everything.
Oh my god!
She was there. She was in that. Yeah.
Got girl.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was the one. Yeah.
Oh shit! Did you just remember that now? You wrote it down.
I remember that because, like, I remember I did watch it, but I did put it down, so I was gonna talk about it. I just wanted to remind you if you didn't remember.
Yeah, I knew I should have taken notes of her. Right? Yeah, I mean, she played a support character role, so it's understandable to like leave her out. But yes, that's where I know her from as well. Oh, epic stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's move on to like personal opinions. We know how the movie made us feel, right?
Yeah.
It's relatable. It's thrilling, it's scary. We love the directorial style. I have like one particular emotion I like to bring out. Harvey brought warmth and humor into this movie, man. The movie was so dark and sad, but whenever Harvey showed up, it's like big smile on my face. This dude is helping out all across the world.
Yeah, like from like it's how someone who is not really in that situation would feel in general. Like, as I mean, you were the one that was Harvey, and you would feel concern, but you would still just be, jiggy, or who you really normally are at normal. And then maybe if you're a very warm person, you would always try to ease the tension of what's going on, but you try to find a way to make the girl feel easy, and just flow, calm down, find a way around the whole thing. It's pretty much what he was doing. He was that figure in the movie that I just had to do that.
Yeah. So it was epic. Do you have any like other emotions the movie?
Oh yeah. I would say,
except
I wrote something to my note while I was watching it. I was writing. I was like, yes, I knew who did it. And then the next thing I was like, this is how I wrote it. Yeah. I called it at that moment. I was like, yes, I knew who did it. And then I was like, I knew it. And then I was like, I did it. That's how I wrote it. Like, it's just on my notes there. I called it. I knew it. I did it. Because I was like, oh shit, this guy is messing my head. Because I thought I knew what was going on and who was, who did it. And then that was pretty much it for me. That was just how the movie was for me. So.
Epic stuff, man.
At the beginning, something I noticed, she was first when she doesn't use WhatsApp. Most people use iOS. They decided to make use of iMessage. She had to download WhatsApp because Harvey does not use it. He's using an Android phone. It's an Android phone. Like, oh, do you have WhatsApp? She had to download WhatsApp. Fine. She downloaded WhatsApp and it was like light mode, and then later down the line, when she was on WhatsApp again, I saw it was on dark mode, the switch. I was like, okay. Those little tiny details.
Little things, man.
Yeah.
Anything else on how the movie made you feel?
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it, yeah. Okay, we can move on to like key scenes.
I think we mentioned most of the key scenes, low-key, from just talking generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could pull them up like specifically so anyone seeing them.
Let's see. I think the scene where she was able to like find the hotel and find, like, when she spoke with the the receptionist at the hotel and the whole translator thing.
Yeah.
I think the scene that did it for me, because I was trying to find the quotes in this movie, but for some reason this wasn't a deep movie where you just find quotes here and there, based on what the characters are saying. But the thing that just hit me was when she when her dad did take her, she left her phone. So she did the camera, because her dad was actually in her laptop.
Yeah.
And was, remote access into her laptop, and he was controlling her laptop. He was able to do some certain things from there. So anyways, when she did find out where those cameras that were bought were sent to, and she was able to get into that account and then see what was being seen by, the camera, she left that open. So she left her phone, she left her laptop. I just assume her laptop wasn't charging. Maybe it would have died. I'm just saying. But anyways, she left her phone and then she was struggling. And then when she had obviously the fact that she had that watch and then she knew she could call Harvey because the WhatsApp was still on that watch.
Yeah.
She could call Harvey and she was trying to get out Harvey, but then the battery of the phone, the watch died. I thought, oh, that was it for her.
Yeah,
like,
I thought that was the
in my
end.
mind. I was like, maybe Harvey was smart enough to think of what to do in that situation because
Yeah.
she had already given him some clue as to what to do. But then again, this girl went because this girl's wired differently. She realized
swear,
that
man.
her laptop is still playing sound and her phone was close by. And anybody that uses an iOS device would know that the moment you say, "Hey Siri," your phone would definitely.
Yeah, I was checking if yours picked
You
it.
know, it didn't pick it because I turned my Hey Siri off.
Yeah.
Like, would definitely, if I just say serious, you understand, your phone would definitely pick it up and Siri will be like, how can I help you? Do you get? And then you can just say, call 911. Immediately she thought of that. She was like, I remember I left my phone very close to my laptop. And I know if I do speak on this camera, which has sound,
Yeah.
the output from my laptop would reach my phone. And my phone would recognize my voice.
Yeah.
And then Siri would answer me. And she was like, hey Siri. Maybe she said that and her phone popped up. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
I had the exact
call
same
911. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
Epic
that was
stuff.
a seller.
That was, she basically helped herself.
Yeah,
And that was it.
she did. Man.
Quick.
That was an epic scene. I have it down as part of like my best competence porn scene and also my most rewatchable scene. Man, as soon as while watching the movie, a few days back, I had like issues. Every time I spoke, like Siri would pop up, right? Like while the phone is closed. And then I'd be like, you know what, let me just turn it off. So I turned it off. But after watching that
You have to answer you don't.
quickly, man, as I started, I was like, hell nah.
Yeah, it definitely can actually help
Siri,
in
man.
times of,
It
you
can.
know.
I really do hope like she's not listening right now. AI is so sensitive, right? So I turned it off out of just it's a nuisance. But after watching it, I was like, man, this could help in a situation, and that use case is what makes this movie so clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one expected that, and that also ties into the fact like the FaceTime always being on is kind of like a device for the director. So
Yeah.
that helped, like it wraps the movie honestly in a tight.
I think that was the most key thing in that thing. Like, I think everybody would just look here at the back of their mind, just be like, you know what, as from now on, my Hey Siri is gonna be on.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing, honestly. But somehow this is like mad product placement for Apple.
Yes, man. Like a lot of people might get switched. The Apple sponsored that movie.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure they sponsor it. But with something I need to even check, I think the movies are on Apple TV as well.
Yeah.
So they are on, I think Searching was on Apple TV and they used an Apple device there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is as well the same thing because right now Missing is on Excellent Cinemas and not yet on Apple TV as well. So that's something as well you should look at for. So but Searching is on, it's even on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Searching on Amazon Prime, not even Apple. I thought it was on Apple TV. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, epic. I like another. In fact, this whole movie was competence porn to me. Another scene I liked was we've mentioned the methods for which she found the passwords, right?
Yeah, social engineering at a glance, and that's just even the base of it all. You know, like it's just the most easy way around. You have the person's account ID already. Just go in and just do the whole thing. And she was just able to just find, and that's the most basic way. Social engineering is broad, and you can actually find stuff other ways by just talking to somebody. You know, what's your birthday? You know, most people make use of their birthday as their password for, what's your cat's favorite name? These are security questions that come up, like, what is your, what school did you go to? Like, these are just, what's your mother's maiden name, and most of this information you put out there in the internet, like on Facebook, and, you just have all of those things in there. And these are security questions that anybody who's smart enough can use to just pick. And social engineering it goes deeper than that,
Yeah.
And that's just and it's actually a hacking method on
Yeah,
its
it
own.
is.
You understand? Other than everybody just going and everybody thinks that a hacker will just go on with his hoodie, in a dark room and he's just typing and there's just green lines here and there, and that's how someone hacks you. There are other ways, you can actually be hacked, and it can just be very simple as that. Very simple.
Right. The live cameras for Cartagena. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing.
Did you actually check?
I didn't check, but I feel, I'm going to check it out. Cartagena.
Yeah, I think more cameras like that. Those are just public stuff, like everybody can access.
No, I cannot see that. Was that made for the movie then?
Probably, but then again, I think there is something like that. Like it's just public cams that people can access, because there is one I've seen here in Temple Bar.
In Temple Bar?
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, you can actually access it, and we were all there one time. Me, my colleagues, and I. Like we're all together, and then I think one of them accessed it on his phone, and we could see ourselves, and we're on the phone, and we're waving at ourselves. So there are public cams like that you can actually use to just at that moment see stuff, and it's just seeing something like that before.
Okay, yeah. I can
live
see.
cams.
I can see some other websites. I think they made Cartagena for the show.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking of which, does that mean Gold Ninja might not exist?
Probably.
Or Ninja Go rather.
Probably does exist.
Yeah,
Tax Rabbit exists.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, nothing like Go Ninja or Ninja Go.
But Tax Rabbit.
Yeah, Tax Rabbit.
They had to find something at that place. So.
I love that, the live camera stuff and the way she figured out how to use it.
Mm.
Man, I know like we're like computer geeks. We have masters in engineering for computers, for information and security, but that would have never crossed my mind.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, it's just people that spend so much time on the internet. You find things, you
swear.
learn every day, honestly. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd already had like an experience with the whole live cam thing before. So like I have seen something like that before. So yeah. So it wasn't really looking new to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Spoken about the smartwatch scene, the A series scene, yeah. So those are like the major scenes. I do have a heartbreaking scene. The scene where they put everything together and realize that Heather was just trying to keep her safe. And
she just was just
she was a good person. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, like when they said the lawyer, I was like, yes, why not? Has to be, right? There has to be this friend, because she was feeling Kevin, right?
Yeah.
She liked Kevin.
Like, oh, Kevin's a nice guy, all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm very sure she also knew Kevin was not, like, maybe the mom did speak to her about, who Kevin is as a person, because somehow why she was still in her life was because she's still kind of watching over them, and, so I'm sure she would have done some background on Kelvin. I know that, Kevin has a record and all that stuff.
Well, we've spoken about connections to searching, so we can move on that. Let's talk about the plot twists.
It was twisting and twisting, though.
A lot, man.
I was twisting and twisting because in my head I was thinking, oh, this was who did it, and then I was like, this was who did, like, so it was just twisting and twisting. I was like, you know what? I gave up.
Yeah.
Let me just wait till the end and I will see. And when I just saw that, yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that quite like when I was watching. I thought I was gonna get that, but I didn't. So
I hated the fact that I was this close to believing Kevin was a good guy.
Me too. Like when I was first of all thinking at the beginning, oh, it was Kevin. Like from the very beginning, I was like, this guy, something is off, you know. And then when it was not looking like he was the one, I was like, you know what, I do this for a living, I just find the bad guy. But then again, they were like clearing his name. I was like, what the hell? Did you get?
Yeah.
Oh, he was really good guy. He really loved her mom and everything. But what was getting to that point? I was like, oh.
The whole kneeling down and proposing.
Yeah.
And shit. Oh my God. And same way they almost made us believe the mom was.
Man, see, this girl was so smart. Like, she just figured out that wasn't her mom. But generally, yeah, I think at the beginning you should almost know that this person is your mom.
Yep.
Do you get? But then again, I think she was extremely overwhelmed that she did miss all of those signs at the beginning. And then Kevin just go and he messed up and he sent a picture with live picture.
Man, that's another
A live-
confidence porn scene that I
a
have
live-
to put down.
A live picture, and he just sent a live picture, and you know what? She just clicked it and it just played, and the girl just turned. I was like, oh,
Biggest fuck all, like.
yeah. I was like, oh man, but yeah. But then again, why I was also feeling so much in my head that you know what the father, Kevin was, you know, at the beginning of the whole trip. First of all, the mom wasn't sending her any messages and stuff because the mom was always trying to communicate. Like, no, you know what, mom already told her, oh, leave, like clear your voicemail so I can send in case I need to leave more voicemails and stuff and all that. I was like, why is, like, she was like, oh, it's your mom using Kevin's phone to send. I was like, something was off somewhere. You know, but I was like, you know what it is. Let me just chill. And she kept on sending more stuff through Kevin's phone. I was like, this guy is he's just trying to form some sort of alibi and everything. Like, oh yes, they're actually doing this. I figured as much as that, but then again, I was wrong. We were kind of close. We're kind of close, but then there was just more to it, more than meet the eye. So
yeah. Epic movie, man. Do you have anything else to say about the movie?
No, I think that's pretty much it for me. It was an amazing movie, and I recommend, if you have the time, watch it.
Definitely.
It's like 7.5, 7 for me, yeah.
Yeah. Since I've not seen Searching, it's like an 8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, or let's say an 8 over 10. Stellar performances by everyone from Storm Reed all the way down to Harvey. Everybody was epic. The dad was all right too. Despite played a very minor role, and I still can't remember his name till what now? Till something. Yeah, but super cool movie. You guys should check it out. And I'll actually advise looking at Searching first.
Yeah,
Even though
you should
two
see.
of them are kind of. There's like Easter eggs there and there for Searching, but
Yeah, you can. You're not really related, but then again, they just did some. If you have seen Searching, you would see some bits of it in Missing just at the beginning. But then again, I think even the way Missing ended, if they're gonna do something else, they would still put some bits of Missing in the new movie. So it's just gonna be. I just want to see like this universe of more movies like this from them. It would really be exciting to see, and even if it's just 5 that they do eventually, it'd just be like really nice, or it might just be 3, it might just be like a trilogy or something. It would be really good, and all of them would just really be amazing movies, so yeah.
So if you don't like old movies, 2018 isn't really old.
2018 is not at all. Come on.
But if you want to see something more recent, then watch Missing first. And if you like that, watch Searching.
Yeah.
Well, you might not even watch Searching after that. I'm not sure I might see Searching, but for the sake of Povcorn, I will.
You probably should see. You probably should see it. So yeah.
So epic episode, man. Yeah, that's it from us, guys.
Yeah, and do let us know what you think about the movie when you see it from your own point of view. Like, you know, things you felt made the movie pop for you, things you felt made the movie maybe trash for you. It might be stupid as well, in my opinion. Like, what's nonsense? But just let us know. Subscribe,
let us know.
like, and all that thing that you say when you have a YouTube account.
Let's say it properly. If you have if you've seen the movie, drop a comment for us on Instagram at pov.con, that's pov.corn. And if you're about to see the movie and you do see it, do the same thing. Leave a comment below for us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Povcorn Podcast. We'll leave links to all of this below, and we might open a Twitter just for the sake of the idea that Chris told me about ghosts.
Yeah, just for the fun of it though.
Yeah,
it's all just fun over here. It's nice talking about these movies after seeing them. It actually takes for real. It's just fun. It actually takes a different turn, because when you start talking about them for the fun of it, you start to see some things you missed because somehow you passively watch movies, but then again, when you actually take your mind back to it, you start seeing some certain details that you probably wouldn't have seen because we're just watching it passively. Even if you felt you were watching it actively, there are some certain things you did miss, but when you actually take the time to actually watch the movie, and maybe if you're making notes, because you just start seeing some certain things that would actually make the movie much more have much more depth than just seeing it like, normally. But yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.